Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome to a rainy day here in Southern California, where today we are still going to shoot a video because I have not missed a weekend for well over a year, and I'm not going to start missing weekends now. So many of you have asked me which dash cam I use in my cars, and while I've had one in my cars, I have not talked about it because I didn't feel confident that it checked all the boxes on what a dash cam should do. I found one that I believe does check all those boxes, so today we're going to do an unboxing. I'm going to show you how to install it. I'm going to install it in my Hellcat today, and then I'm going to show you some sample footage. But first, let's roll that intro. SD card. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Stay dry. You and YouTube videos. Okay. So check it out. OC Motivator. Yeah, it's all about this monstrosity. Yeah. Thanks, man. All right, take care. Awesome. All right, let's get started. First, I want to show you the dash cams I've been using. These little Garmin's. Great little cameras. I don't remember the model number, but they're about 125, 135 bucks, and they work perfect. They last forever. They are very reliable. They have Wi-Fi, they have GPS, and they do the job. The problem is the only job they do is capturing a collision from the front of your car. You're not going to get anything from the side. You're not going to get anything from the rear. And the problem with that is 3/4 of your car is not protected. And I've had door dings, watched some of my older videos with my Scat Pack, and had I had a dash cam that could have maybe captured the front or the back or the side, maybe we could have got a view of who it was. And since I got door dinged at places I frequent, I could have probably found that person who did it. I don't know what I would have done, and it probably would have led to a prison sentence, but nonetheless, I would have caught him. So this does not solve the problem of all the sides. So let me show you what I got. So this is the Viofo A139 3-channel. This means it has the front camera, interior camera, and the rear camera. It's got Wi-Fi, it's got the infrared sensor for the interior camera, so you're always lit up without it intruding within the car. It's got the Sony image sensor, it's got super night vision, it's got infrared night vision, it's got the GPS logger and parking mode. Parking mode, folks. I love that. I can't wait to see how that works. So let's unbox this thing. So at first look, I love how it's boxed. I mean, they've done a good job, which always leads me to believe that this is of good quality. So here's the main device. This is basically the front camera, and you can adjust this to whatever angle you need to get the right view outside the front of the car. Simple 3M tape, but the cool thing is here's the front and rear cameras where you plug them in at. And then also you've got an external mic jack, which is really cool. If you're an Uber driver or drive anything for a living, you can add a microphone to this thing and put it centralized in the car. You can run a wire and just put it anywhere, and any 3.5 millimeter plug would go in here and you'll be able to catch that audio any way you want. Of course, it's got a mic built into it, but this just takes things to a new level. If you're a YouTuber, you could probably use this camera with a great microphone to shoot your talking head videos from your car. I don't know how great the quality is. We're going to find out, but I think it's pretty good. So that's pretty awesome. It's got the Wi-Fi connection. It's got what I love about this is you easily just push it and turns on the Wi-Fi. You can turn off the microphone if you want to provide privacy for the people in your car. Obviously, it might freak people out if you're always recording everything that's happening in the car. So you can just easily shut that off. If you have a bump somewhere, have an accident, you can hold this down and record that section, but of course it's got the shock sensor in it as well, so it should catch it. You can start recording if you need to, or stop recording anytime you want, turn it off and turn it on, all right from this device. Really simple. And the Garmin I found to be a little confusing, so in comparison, you have to figure out what all these buttons are, and they're not exactly self-explanatory or very intuitive. All right, so you get your cable, which is great. It comes with a cigarette lighter cable because that makes it really easy to install. In the Dodge Challenger, and Charger, at least in my Challenger, I have a cigarette lighter plug in the passenger side footwell area, one in the glove compartment and one in the rear. So I can plug this into any one of those, and I'll show you how I run it in my car when I do the install. Got some extra 3M tape and a SD card reader. You've got an ND filter, which is not included with almost any other dash cam out there. You put it on the front of there so it doesn't get over glared in bright sunlight. You've got the USB-C adapter plug. You've got the wiring for the rear camera, just plenty. I don't know how long that is, but plenty to get to the back of the Challenger or Charger. Short cord for the front to go to the front-facing or the interior-facing camera into the front-facing camera. You've got your instructions and warranty paperwork. You've got the other cameras here. So this is the rear-facing camera, really easy to install, and you can adjust it. Stick it on the back window. It's small, doesn't stand out much. And you've got the interior camera. It's got the infrared as well. Now let's get this thing installed. All right, a lesson I learned a long time ago with these things are before you go sticking things to the windshield, make sure you get all your wires plugged into the main unit. That will keep you from having to fumble around or knowing whether you have enough room above this when you stick it on the windshield. So first, and get the SD card in so you don't have to fumble around and figure out which way it goes in when it's stuck up against the windshield. Obviously, if you have to do it later, you have to do it later, but doing it now makes the installation go so much easier. All right, now let's mount the main unit to the windshield. Center it a little bit between here. If it's off to the left a little bit, that's okay because the camera's off to the right, as you can see here. And be sure not to put it too high because behind here is a sensor. I don't know if it's a rain sensor, headlight sensor, whatever it is. You don't want to cover it up. And it just needs to be a little bit below it, and you can tell when you're looking outside. So you may want to just slightly affix the camera, go outside and check and make sure that it's not too high, but with these wires it shouldn't be too high. I think you can tuck it pretty far up there before you're blocking that. Just watch for that. All right, once you got it stuck in place and everything's good, you can see these wires can be pushed to the passenger side. And we run them up this way and nothing blocks that sensor. And from this view, it's not intrusive to the driver or the passenger. It's nice and tucked away. Looks good. So this dash cam even came with the interior tool that you need to tuck the wires up in here, all the way up in here. Whoops. All the way up in here. It's really simple to do. All the way down through here. And then for the back camera, all the way across here. And for the front camera, just comes right back down in here, pull it up around here, down, and you could pull this thing back, slide it all the way down there, and underneath and into the power. Really simple. All right, we've got the front camera working. We've got power. Now let's hook up the interior camera and then the rear view camera and we'll be done. All right, for the interior camera, you can mount it right here underneath this little box if you want perfect vision inside the car, or you can mount it right up in here. It'll be a little obstructed, but you'll still get plenty of interior view, way better than not having it. So if you want it hidden, you can put it up here. I'm putting it right there for now. All right, now let's run the rear camera and we'll be done. There's the rear camera, perfectly centered. So that's it. Everything's installed. Ran the wires. The Challenger and Chargers make this so easy to run the wires. Everything just pulls down and slide it in all the way back to the back. There's the rear camera. Now let's see how this thing works. Obviously you can move this up here if you want and hide it. I love technology. I'm a nerd, so to have this great panoramic view inside the car seems kind of cool. Plus I can use it for YouTube when I get pulled over by cops, etc. So now let's see how this thing looks. All right, so we've got all three cameras installed. Everything works great. I'm going to show you how the app works now, how to access the videos and the quality of the videos. One thing I figured out is that I need the hardwire kit. There is not a battery in the system for parking mode, so I've ordered that, and I'll make sure I post that once I get the link for it, and I'll put it in the description to get the hardwire kit. And I will be hardwiring this in because parking mode's really important to me. The cigarette lighter plug turns off when you turn the car off. But now let's check this thing out. So So what's really cool, it's easy to connect to the Wi-Fi. So you turn the car on, the camera's going to automatically turn on.
Recording. 3 channels started.
Lets you know all 3 cameras are working. Now to connect to your smartphone, it's really simple. You're just going to scan the QR code on the box, download the app, connect the Wi-Fi to the camera by holding down the Wi-Fi button.
Wi-Fi enabled.
Turns on. You connect to the Wi-Fi and it'll come up under Viofo with a bunch of numbers after it. Once that connects, it's going to go ahead and connect straight to the app.
Wi-Fi connected.
All right, now you're connected to the app. You have a live view of the front of the car, obviously, and you can switch to the other camera views. So here's the interior view. This is pretty awesome, and it's crystal clear. I love the quality of it. It's great, and even though it's a little dark in the car, it doesn't look like it because of the infrared. Switch to the rear view of the car. There's the back behind you. So if somebody rear-ends you, you've got them on camera. You can see their face screaming as they're hitting the back of your car, and you've got them, and they can't deny that they did that. So how cool is that? You can switch back and forth, go to this view where you can see all 3 cameras. You can download the videos from here, or you can pop the SD card out, stick it at the SD reader that they gave you, put it in your computer, download the videos. This is the greatest thing ever. So that's it. You can turn off, you can stop recording as well on the screen with the red button. Really simple. And we're not recording. And to make sure you know that, you can obviously turn that off with this little button up here. Let's turn it back on.
Recording. 3 channels started.
Lets you know all 3 channels are recording, and you're good to go. So I'm sure you'd agree, this is a pretty awesome dash cam. So I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want to pick it up. Yes, it's an affiliate link, it supports the channel, or go buy it any way you want. I don't care, I'm good. I just think it's a great camera, great system. Very good to protect you from any potential liability out there and catch anybody messing with your car once you get it hardwired. It's pretty awesome. So I will end the video with some sample video footage from the front, inside, and back of me driving. Thank you very much for following this channel. I really appreciate all your support. We're almost to 30,000 subscribers, so close. So if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you next weekend. Take care. All right, so this thing is amazing. There's no lag to the iPhone via the Wi-Fi. I mean, it's real time. Not that you should watch it, but you can almost use this thing as a rear view camera for reversing. I mean, it's pretty slick. And the cable, by the way, to the back camera is twice as long as I needed it to be. So I had to tuck everything up in the headliner. But I think this is awesome. So I don't know how the audio sounds if you're talking inside the car. So I imagine if it's bad, you can at least put the external mic on here.